Hi everybody,
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Newcomers. Got a different kind of show for you today. It's Mailbag Monday, you know that. But we're riding in our car.
Turn left onto the I-95 South ramp to Jacksonville.
You're probably going to hear some directions every once in a while. We've been out of town, so if we're going to get you a Mailbag Monday, we've got to do it on the road. How's that for dedication? So we're totally disorganized, but we think we've hit the high points. It's probably not going to be as all-inclusive as some shows, but you're going to get everything but most of the shout-outs. Yeah. So hang in there with us. We're glad you're here.
Turn left onto the I-95.
I'm not going to pay any attention at all to the camera. I'm doing my job of driving, and Linda will be carrying the ball on this most of the way.
I'll try. So we've had a big week this week. It was David's homecoming. Thanks of you to you that watched our Thursday show. We had Arlie's box made, and that was
Continue on I-95 South for 4 miles.
That was a box Jerry made years ago, but we certainly enjoyed doing that together. That was fun for us.
We made boxes for each grandkid. Of course, our boys keep having more grandkids, so luckily I hung on to a few just for that very possibility.
Right.
And we love them. We hope they treat them like heirlooms.
Yeah.
You know, we made them to last forever, and hopefully they'll cherish them.
Yeah.
I do. I love those boxes.
Yeah.
By the way, some of you have written, and more than a few have said, do you still have any that you could sell or that you might sell? We really don't, because we're assigning those to our grandkids and our future grandkids, so we don't.
Yeah, maybe someday you may go back to the workshop, but it's very involved. There's many steps in this, and Jerry had it down pat in our little workshop back home in Indiana. So it's a little process here in the workshop to do.
It takes a lot of tools.
Yeah.
And in the workshop, in the Brownwood wood shop, for example, you're not really supposed to make things that you sell. It's not for profit, it's for hobby. So, and besides, it takes so many different tools. When you use a tool, you've got to clean that tool up and get it ready for the next person. But 10 minutes later, you might need that tool again, so you have to go do it. So it's really not practical for me, but it's a wonderful wood shop over there.
Yeah. I'm just checking the microphone. Okay, we're okay. It looked like it was loose.
Yeah, we're not doing this in our regular way whatsoever, so we hope it sounds good, and we hope it looks good, although you're getting mostly a picture of us. Every once in a while, I might throw a highway shot in for you. We're in Jacksonville, Florida right now. We're not even in Jacksonville yet. We're north of Jacksonville, heading that way.
We came to see our son David come back.
In 2 miles, take exit 362B toward I-295 West Beltway.
There we go. And we came here a few days ago to greet his ship coming back from the Mediterranean. And we are so super excited to have him back in the good old US of A. It was a fun homecoming. We went to the Mayport base, and he did a fantastic job with his crew.
Now, some of you know what we're talking about because you saw our Facebook Live where we were out on the jetty and the ship actually passed right behind us. So that was really cool. If you want to be in on those kind of things, you know, like when we visit a town square or a local attraction or something like this, follow us on Facebook. That's where we put most of those kind of things.
Right.
So he's here. We've spent the last few days in his house. It's wonderful to see them together.
Yes.
His wife held everything from Christmas, and they had Christmas this morning. So we celebrated Christmas with them, and they opened presents. They have 2 children. And it was just great.
Yes, and we even had Thanksgiving last night. We had turkey and dressing in the whole 9 yards. So it was a fun 2 days. So Caroline and I.
Well, we were here 3 nights and 4 days.
Yeah, so we had that all planned. So it was fun, really fun.
And that turkey that she made was really nice and moist.
Delicious.
You know, quite often turkeys are a disappointment.
Yeah.
Because they'll dry out, but this was just right. It was only a
mile. Take exit 362B toward I-295 West Beltway.
It was a turkey breast.
Yes.
And boy, it was good. I'm gonna put my glasses on.
I think you took the wrong exit.
Linda's telling me I made my first wrong turn.
Rerouting.
Rerouting.
Yeah, I think we should have
What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
There were two exits right together, and one went a little straighter than the other one, and that's the one I should have taken.
Row. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to say hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Some of you may have noticed I don't look quite as horrible as I did last week. I still haven't been shaving, but I had that blue light procedure, and that
quarter mile, merge onto I-295
kills
south.
cancerous pre-growths, precancerous growths. And it came out really good. I've still got one or two little places that are healing, but overall, I feel good. I look, a little below average, but I always do. So that's where I am with the blue light treatment. I do highly recommend that. And I want to say that the people over at Alliant Dermatology, so many of you ask me who my dermatologist is, her dermatologist.
Right.
Most of our friends go there. It's a wonderful practice led by Dr. Casper.
Continue on I-295 south for 17 miles.
Okay.
They're very good, very, very good.
Yeah. Okay, today we're going to have another segment from our friend Peter Bernard, and they can help make life a little easier.
Yeah, we're going to call it Bubble Wrap. Peter came up with that title because we live in a bubble and we rapping, baby. We rapping about things to make your life easier.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. I'm Peter Bernard with this week's Bubble Wrap. Does your dishwasher sometimes not smell its best? I've got a tip that you can do. It's easy and it'll keep it from smelling.
And now it's time for our viewer video question.
Our viewer video question this week comes from Jody. She lives up in Kirkland, Washington. Now, Kirkland is the place, I think, where all that good Costco stuff is made. Kirkland,
wow.
yeah.
Neat.
And she's got a question for us, and she's afraid. She loves the villages, but she's afraid she's too young.
Well, she can keep it on the radar, right?
Her husband and her are 52 and 53, so let's hear what she's got to say.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. It's Jody from Washington State. First off, I wanted to say, as you can see, I'm an artist and I paint a lot of doggies, and I'm so sorry for the loss of Precious Gizmo. I know it's so hard when they go, so I paint many dogs, but I just wanted to say I'm so sorry for your loss. But our question is, we are thinking about doing a lifestyle visit at the villages, but my husband and I are 52 and 53, and we were wondering, do you have to be 55 in order to have a lifestyle visit there? We just wanted to we're kind of looking to see what our options are, looking forward to retirement. And if we could be your new best friends, that would be even better. But anyways, love you both, love your channel.
Jody, I will tell you, don't worry. You are not too young. We know plenty of people living here younger than you.
In a quarter mile, sharp left onto Pulaski Road.
And those people that take lifestyle visits are often less than 55 because you're making plans. And how are you going to plan to go live somewhere if you don't visit? So you'll have no trouble whatsoever.
Sharp left onto Pulaski Road.
They will sign you up like that. So hope that answered your question. Good luck to you. She says she wants to be our best friend when she moves here.
There you go.
We've met some wonderful people
We have had
through our
many,
viewers,
many,
that's
many
for sure.
friends from our viewers.
All
for
right,
sure.
what's next?
Bubble wrap.
Yeah, let's go to Bubble Wrap with Peter Bernard.
Your dishwasher has a small maintenance procedure that you need to do to keep it nice and clean and keep it from smelling. Some dishwashers may have this filter in a different place. Just open it up and look around. It's a simple maintenance procedure that will keep your dishwasher smelling better and lasting longer. Inside this one, there's another screen that you want to clean. Just run it under the faucet. Get all that gunk out of there. If you have to, you can use a small toothbrush to make sure it's nice and clean.
Well, thank you, Peter, for that bubble wrap. bringing us little hints like that last week on
Yeah.
the golf cart snaps, and
Right.
this week about your dishwasher. You know, those help prolong the life of the appliances, but it also makes life easier for us. So thank you for that. I know you've got a long list of things you're going to bring us. We look forward to it. Are we ready for out and about?
We are ready.
For out and about, we went to a restaurant located in Howie in the Hills. Howie in the Hills is located between the villages and Orlando. And we went to a place called JB Boondocks. We had heard about that, and we went there, and unfortunately, we went when it was dark.
Yeah, we couldn't see, and it was right on a lake, and I know it would have been beautiful to see, but we hadn't been there after 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's located on Little Lake Harris, and the way it's situated, I know it'd be
In a
gorgeous.
quarter mile, keep left at the fork.
We're back on the correct way home now.
Yeah.
And we went there, and as you can see, it's not a fancy place, but it is what it is. You know, the villages has a lot of place in and around the villages.
Keep left at the fork.
For example, Cody's up at Sumter on the water, Gators on the water up there. You've got Ski Beach. You've got Eaton's Beach,
Right.
places like that in and around the villages.
Sure.
And this is another one, so we thought we'd try it. Now, I got the usual, right? I got a cheeseburger, but I chose homemade potato chips.
In half a mile.
I really
right
like
on the
those.
I-295 south.
And what did you have?
I had smothered chicken. You know, it has the mushrooms on it and a lot of mozzarella cheese, a lot of cheese. It was delicious. It was really, really good. And I got I think I had a side salad with my blue cheese dressing. But yeah, I might have gotten slaw that day. I can't remember now.
And one of us got a Reuben. We were with our good friends,
Continue on
John and
I-295
Cindy.
south for 14
And
miles.
I think Cindy got the grilled Reuben,
Yes.
and John got meatloaf.
Yeah, you did.
He said that meatloaf was nowhere near as good as Linda's, though.
Oh, next time they're coming to my house.
It was covered with a mushroom gravy instead of that
Red-
ketchup-y brown sugar concoction Linda puts on there that makes me call it meat candy.
That's true. But it was a nice evening together with friends. So.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's a long drive down there. It was over about 40 minutes to get down there. And like I said, we didn't see any of the beauty of the area. It might be a good lunch stop. Our bill was $34.22. And John and Cindy, they had a bill of $37.43. And of course, you have your tip on top of that. So to eat at dinner there, and we did not get the most expensive things on the menu. I think you saw the menu.
Right.
It's going to cost you about $50, a little less than $50 maybe.
Yeah.
What's our first question today?
Well, this is from Mike, and it says, I'm having trouble finding out the correct answer. At what age and where can a youth drive a golf cart in the villages?
Mike, that's a good question, and it's one that we've struggled with because you'll see younger kids driving once in a while. But I checked with the police department, and they tell me if you go anywhere in a golf cart where you are on a city street, which you will be because you have to leave someone's home with it, you have to be 16. You have to have a driver's license.
There you go. Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Now, on the golf courses, I think they want the same thing. They want it to be a licensed driver.
Yeah, they'll know the rules of the road. They'll know how to drive, put on the blinker, that kind of thing. So I think it's a wise decision.
I'm not sure your insurance would cover you if you had a driver that was less than legal age driving and they did something that caused an accident.
Right. This is from Don and Julie Walker. You bought a pre-owned home. Is your property tax and bond included in your mortgage payment? If we buy new, is the bond included in that monthly mortgage payment? I keep hearing about paying your taxes through a drive-through. Peace and love, drums and palm trees.
That probably depends on who you have your mortgage through.
Yeah.
Some will demand it because they want to make sure that you don't default on your taxes which puts their investment in risk. So if you had a mortgage, you would be paying, they would be stockpiling, what do they call that? Doesn't it start with a P? Help me out, folks. Anyway, they would be stockpiling your monthly tax payment to pay once a year. Our bill is due once a year. We pay it in December 1st.
Yeah.
It has to be by December 1st.
End of November. And
That will include your bond and your property tax and your district fee will all be included there. So
Yeah.
I think those will be a yearly bill, your bond and your district fee.
Yeah.
You can pay them off anytime you want, but
Yeah.
if you're going to just keep that debt and go with it year to year, you pay it once a year when you pay your taxes.
Yeah, because a new home will have a bond on it. We were lucky; we did not have a brand new home, and we were very lucky because the previous homeowners paid the bond off. So
That's right.
That was a very wonderful thing for us.
But December is a killer, isn't it? That's when our car insurance is due, our homeowner insurance is due,
Yeah.
our district fees are due, our property tax. I mean, it's just a lot at one time of the year. And then Christmas,
Yeah.
bah.
Yeah,
Humbug.
a lot of our birthdays are November, December, and January in our families. So that's been rough. So it's a hard time for us, November through January. Okay, this next question is from Brian G. Island and Jerry. We recently visited, and though amazed with the beauty of the homes, wondered how long the lanai birdcage screens last before they fade, tear, and need replacement.
They last a long time.
Yeah.
We know people that have lived 15 years in homes with the original birdcage.
Yeah.
What happens is you get storm damage sometimes, and that will need to be replaced. And they can't just put in a patch or it's going to look ugly. They'll usually have to replace a big panel.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and we've seen it a couple of different times, these big birds, especially those great egrets, will fly up to your home, or sandhill cranes, and try to peck through at something in your lanai.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they're going to cause a hole because their beaks are super sharp.
Yeah, that's the problem with starting to feed birds in the villages. You're going to attract birds, and some of them have those sharp beaks. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, don't worry about your bird cage wearing out. It's not going to wear out. You may have to have it stretched and tightened sometime, but I don't even know of anybody that's done that.
Yeah.
All right.
This is from Andrea and Tim. I've been wanting to ask, do you ever see lightning bugs or fireflies in the villages? That's a great question because we did have them back home in Indiana quite a bit. I have not seen lightning bugs. We do see ladybugs in the villages.
I remember back in Indiana, we would go fishing. There was a large lake about an hour from home called Patoka,
Yeah.
and we would take some back roads to get there. And sometimes those fields would be magical with lightning bugs.
Oh, how pretty.
Millions. You remember that?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Here in the villages, I've not seen a single lightning bug.
Wow.
Nope.
That's
There's a
funny.
lot of birds and other animals that eat insects down here.
Yeah. You know, I hadn't thought about
Maybe
lightning
it's,
bugs.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
they
know.
just can't handle the heat.
Too warm for them,
Too
perhaps.
warm for lightning bugs? Interesting question, though. All right, this is from Landa Hoy. Greetings, Jerry and Linda. Born and raised in Indianapolis. Graduated high school in 1966 and a BS from IU, and then moved out west and haven't been back. After all these years, is Indiana still a great place to raise a family? This is from Joe and Fran. Well, I think so. I think Indiana is a fantastic state. We were there for 62 years, raised our kids there, and loved it. We will have snow in the winter, and you remember that. But we thoroughly enjoyed it, raising our kids there.
There is not a lot of snow in Indiana,
No.
but you're going to get 4 or 5 inches once or twice in the
Yeah,
winter.
yeah.
But you'll get some cold
Yeah.
weathers and a lot of icy roads, and it's good. I mean, it's totally different from Florida. It's a
Yeah.
different way of life,
Right.
but it's a good place to raise kids. And
Yes.
we had,
Basketball leagues.
well, I'll tell
soccer
you,
leagues,
we lived
all
suburban.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We lived
We
out
were,
of the city.
what, 15 minutes from Louisville, Kentucky.
Right. Yeah.
And I like to tell people, and it's absolutely true, I taught 33 years, she did as well. I only saw one real fight at school in 33 years because that's what we had where we lived. That's the Southern Indiana thing.
They call that the sunny side of Louisville.
Yeah, and it was a great place to teach, and I think our kids feel like it was a great place to go to school. Once in a while, people ask about renting golf clubs. I've even loaned them out a few times.
Yes.
In 2 miles, take exit 21B for I-10 West toward Lake City.
Sorry for those interruptions. If you rent clubs in the villages, it's going to be expensive. Linda, you have the paper that has the exact prices on there.
Yeah.
What's a 9-hole if you played an executive and you wanted to rent clubs? What does it cost for 9 holes?
It's going to cost you $25 plus tax. If you're going to do 18 holes, that's going to be $45 plus tax.
That is steep.
Yeah.
$45 to rent golf clubs for 18 holes.
Yes.
And you don't get to ride free. You have to pay for a cart. What's a cart cost if you're playing 9 holes?
If you're going to do 9 holes, it's going to be $7 plus tax. You're going to hit
For each driver.
And $14 for 18 holes.
For each driver. So if you take a friend to play golf, that cart is going to cost you $28 for a round of golf. If you rented your clubs, it's going to cost you $45 more.
Take exit 21B for I-10 West toward Lake City.
And then, of course, you'll have to pay your green fee.
That's true.
So it can get a little bit expensive, but that's the number for those of you that wanted to know.
Okay. It's time for the word jumble, Jerry.
The word jumble last week was the village of Duval. Duval is reportedly the largest village. Now, I've heard that number might have changed with some of the new villages that are being put in, but when we got the report, Duval was the biggest village, and that was the answer. We have a different clue this week, and the clue for your puzzle this week, you can hear it in the squares or in your car. If you get the correct answer to that riddle, just put a little note down below that lets us know that you got it. But again, don't put the answer because that spoils it for other people. Do you have any entertainment this week?
Well, I do not. I don't have my paper with me here in the car, but I got to tell you all, please look in your newspaper, especially on Wednesday. They send out in the newspaper the list of what's happening for the next week and what's coming up in the villages. Check out the venues, the Sharon, the Savannah Center, and the Studio Theater. And Sawgrass Grove has music. Edna's on the Green has music. There's so many places that have live music. Even City Fire and Gators, a lot of places have music, live music. So that it's so much fun. And we have great movies. And if you go to the movies, you're going to go to Lake Sumter Landing for the movies.
The Old Mill.
Old Mill. The Old Mill.
It's the Old Mill.
Playhouse, I don't know. So check that all out. You're going to have an enjoyable time in the villages.
Now, we are going to see later this month ABBA. It's a tribute to ABBA.
Yeah.
I love ABBA, that Mamma Mia.
Yes,
And
that was a great show.
do you hear the drums, Fernando?
That's right. That's right. That's a good show.
I really like ABBA. And we have several concerts planned, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah. Let's do some sweet and salty.
All right, we're going to do sweet and salty. Linda, I'd like you to do them both this week
Okay, doke.
because I'm driving.
Yeah.
If I lose my temper, we could have a wreck.
We can have a salty situation. Okay, our sweet today is from Lily KC 23. Lyndon, Jerry, and Linda, you're two of the nicest, kindest people I've ever seen. Because of you, this gentleman is settled into his new home and community and making friends. Kudos to you, and may you reap what you've sown many times over. We appreciate you, Lily KC23. We definitely enjoy doing our videos for you all. We've met so many wonderful people through the blog, and we continue to have a great time with it. So we're glad you're enjoying the villages.
Why did you scoff when she said you're two of the nicest and kindest? You went, "Pah!"
Well, I mean, I didn't scoff. It's just like, it's always fun to hear, but I just don't, you know.
Don't you agree with her?
Well, I hope we're kind. I do
We
hope
try.
we're kind.
We try. Do we have a salty? And by the way, we're on I-10. This road's a little bit noisier. I hope you can hear,
Yeah.
especially Linda. She's very delicate.
I'll try to speak up a little bit. Okay, on the other hand, we have a little bit of a salty situation here from James Jim. He watched the true cost of living in the Villages, Florida, and he said the show is called a show at the Villages.
Ha! You can fill that in as you please, but I think you know what he meant. But he doesn't like our show.
Okay, well.
He thinks it's a
blank
show.
A blank show. Well, you can always change the channel.
Change that channel.
And enjoy your life somewhere
But
else.
most of all, I want to say thanks for watching. We want to give you a shout out to everyone that's watching, because you helped us achieve some really record numbers last year. And Linda will read them to you. But how many views did we get last year?
5.1 million views.
That's right. Over 5 million views, thanks to you. And we really do appreciate that. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Wow.
And as far as likes, over 220,000 of you took the time to like our video. And you know, that helps us gauge, did we give them the kind of video they wanted? Did they enjoy the video? If we see a like or a share, then we know that, hey, you like that video, so thank you very much.
Yes.
And you had over 22,000 comments.
And I got to tell you, we got to give a big applause to Jerry, because he does 99%, maybe almost not 100, but 99.9% of answering comments and questions, and he does it all. And I'm so proud of him and thankful, because he works super hard.
Well, I mean, that's just my little part. Somebody's got to be making that meatloaf.
I have to make the meatloaf and clean the house and whatever. I do a lot behind the scenes, but he really works hard for the blog. He does. He spends many hours. Okay. Also, what's this? 119 uploads.
Well, that would be that the count of how many videos did we put out last year. Now, you know we put 2 out a week, so that's 104, but we did 15 extra videos peppered in there along the way last year.
All right.
So we put out 119 videos. That's pretty good for us.
Wow. And if you all have watched all those, kudos to you. I am so happy that you have been watching.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And there are plenty of people that tell us they've never missed a video.
Oh.
They said they went back and caught up at our early videos. And anyway, today's shout out is for all of you.
All of you. All right. So, and we also got subscribers. We're up to 63,209.
Right. And we have some new top fans.
We do.
And who are they?
Katie Schaller, Saskag. Oh gosh, I probably messed that up. Sagasag. Sagasag. Oh, sorry, Katie. Katie Schaller, Sagasag. Carolyn Markey Cook. And Harley Hoover. And Liz and Al Holker. So thank you guys for our new top fans.
That was kind of painful there, wasn't it?
So sorry. I am a name butcherer. So I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, we thank you for being our top fans.
And thank all of you that are our top viewers and and people that we had interactions with this week. And some of you might have hit that $sign at the bottom, or sent us a nice card or letter,
Yes.
and we appreciate it. Remember, if you have questions for us to include in the show, send them to villagesnewcomers@gmail.com. And even better, if you have a video question, keep it to a minute or less, put that camera in landscape mode, and send it to us by email at that same address.
Yes.
And we'd love to get some more video questions. We've got a few.
In 2 miles, take exit 343 toward US 301 South.
We have a few ready to go, but we could use some more.
Absolutely. Okay. That's it.
I think that's going to do it for this abbreviated version, since we're driving and I've already been lost once. So we'll.
Because I'm not a good navigator.
Well, we're getting ready to take this exit up here and get on 301.
Oh, yeah.
That will take us all the way down into the villages.
Yeah.
It's a little slower, so I might zip over to 75 and come down that way.
Okay.
But we're going to call it a day. We appreciate you tuning in, really do. I have no idea on earth what our Thursday show will be, but we'll get busy on that, and we'll bring you something.
And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook. You're going to get some great little videos on Facebook, and we'd have a fun time doing that for you all. Until next time.
And let us know how this little experiment went here, because it was fun to do while we're driving. I just did the driving. Linda actually carried the load. If you liked it, let us know. If you didn't like us, let us know that too.
In half a mile, take exit 343 toward US 301 South.
And we'll see you when you get here.